Kinshasa, the Democratic Republic of the Congo. We are at Kina Studio, which is an art incubation center. Well, life at Kina Studio is very different depending on what we do, because it's basically a residency spots for artists. But sometimes we have artists coming for residency for a month or 2 or 6, maybe 2 years. And then we have exhibitions of the artworks. We have exhibitions that we kind of curate based on the theme that we're going to develop for the artists or at large from Congo and from all over the place. The biggest one we have from our side is the lack of support from the local authorities, where in a country where Congo is seen as a cultural hub in Africa and the world, and we have the governments not investing enough to support art initiatives like what we do here or other friends are doing across the city or around the country. There are some places similar to Kina Studio, but they don't have the spaces that we have. We can afford to host our own events, but others can't have that. So how is it that we can actually go to, let's say, the National Museum and hire space to organize an event and to have the support from the government? So we try to make things happen for the honor of the respect of our nation, of our flag, of our identity, but we still are abandoned by those who are supposed to kind of give us a push compared to other countries like your Senegal, your South Africa, or Uganda, or Kenya. There are so many other places that you could have gone to, but the visibility of what we do and what we produce, what we bring to the world, kind of drove you guys to come and visit us today. And Kina Studio has been one of the biggest influence of the current trends of how events organized in Kinshasa and the Congo. When people come from the US, from London, from Australia, from Japan to exhibit in the Congo, they know that when we go to Kina Studio, we're going to have the same standard. Even if the resources are limited because of where we are, what we do here, we still make sure that we push the standards a little bit higher than other people, and then we influence the world. That's also another influence that we have across the continent, where when there's something similar to this happening in Mozambique or in Zambia, they know there are people in Congo they can relate to, that we can go. Sometimes we go, and like last time we went to Tanzania to train Nafasi, people, one of the collaborators we work with, it's similar to Kina Studio, how to do certain things that we do because they loved how we did it. So the influence we have is quite impressive when it comes to the continental scale and the world at large. Kinshasa is an amazing city. It's very arty, it's very creative, very buzzy. I think Kina Studio is an amazing space to come to see if you love art. We have the Fine Arts Academy, the Academy des Beaux-Arts, which is always open. It's like an amazing space. When you get in, you feel like you're not in Kinshasa anymore. You have the new National Museum, which is also an amazing space to go to see if you love art in the Congo. The fun part about what I do at Kina Studio is the ability to nurture artists. Yeah. Kinshasa as a city, as a province, as enough artists. We have a lot of artists. Many of them try to go through the doors of Kina Studio, but we have to, because of the resources that we have are limited, the time we have are limited, so we need to kind of filter, try to kind of curate carefully who we choose, why we choose them, how we can nurture them to go to the next level. The idea is not just to come to Kina Studio and be or whatever you want. We also want to be able for you to come in, experience the life at Kina Studio. I understand that Kina Studio was founded by one artist who had a dream. And when you come here, you experience this, when you go out to become your own person, also one day be able to create something similar to this for the other artists who don't have access to spaces like this. So the idea for us is basically leaving a legacy, building institutions like the Congo Biennale, trying to impact the well-being of the artists and the art scene as much as we can with the resources that we have, though limited. One of the missions of Kina Studio is to democratize art. When it comes to Kinshasa, it's a very artist city, but when you have exhibitions, they're always happening at the same places. The French Cultural Center, the Belgian Cultural Center, or Bilembo or Kina Studio. And these places are kind of dislocated from the common areas where Congolese actually live. And then people don't have access to those spaces because they feel like they don't belong to those spaces. So what we try with democratize arts consumption, distribution, and creation is we bring the art to the people. That's why for Congo Biennale, for example, we are building a whole temporary gallery in the middle of Bandal, where they don't have any art gallery at all. think it's for foreigners, it's for those rich people, it's for those intellectual people. But we try to bring art to the people. Even when we have events, we have this thing called Art Education, where we have an exhibition. We make sure that all the schools around the area, we can go and hire a bus, negotiate with the schools, get the kids, bring them in, introduce them to art. When we have an exhibition like in Bandar, we did a funny story. We did one of the small temporary galleries, and that was the first time that these people actually saw art. And when we closed one of those galleries, the mother was like, "Why do you do it for one month?" It's like, no, because we don't have the money, because we have to pay securities, feed the people, or whatever. So can you guys add like 2 more weeks before the kids go back to school? And we said, you know what, let's do it again. We had 2 more weeks of exhibition for that space. So we really make sure with the limitations we have in terms of means or whatever, still be able to bring art to the people, not just make it an exclusive space where only diplomats and rich and intellectuals can come in and see. We bring art to the people the best way we can.